All right, everybody. We are live. I'm glad that we're finally in here. So, that being said, we just had to get a couple things. Sorry, it took a little bit of time, but we're finally here. So, we appreciate you guys. And as a reminder, I definitely want to give some little housekeeping little things that we got going on soon. But that being said, I want to go ahead and give you guys the straight intro. Welcome to the Last City Radio, episode number 64 of the Destiny Day Looter Shooter Discussions. I'm your lovely host, P. Carlisle Gaming, as usual. And like I said, once again, I wanted to give some different things. Of course, last week we were supposed to do the show, but that had some things going on, so I couldn't get right to it. I definitely apologize, you guys, but we're finally here and we are live. So for anything, I do want to introduce my co-host. As you know him, the guy lives for the AAA experience. He is none other than the funniest guy I know. Very fun, and like going in his streams, you're gonna have a blast with him. The tech guy, very knowledgeable in the gaming streets, Mr. Agent Chavers. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Not much, just being a 10-year-old again, just playing a little bit of taking a break from a little Destiny, got a little Pokemon going on, so that kind of always kind of brings back the nostalgia. There's a couple little interesting things that they changed. The one thing my wife asked one day was like, so do these kids that go on these Pokemon journeys, do they actually they go to a house and sleep at night? I was like, to be honest, ever since Red, Blue, and Yellow, every time I just turn it on, Ash Ketchum's just in the streets, just ready. Don't really give him a tent or anything,
I thought you did go to sleep in that game. I swear, when I was a kid, it used to tell you to.
You can save, but I think in the later games they had campfires you could save at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, man. I do want to ask you, man. For me, I was like, okay, if I got the game, and I started to see a lot of the things that people was talking about when it came to
terrible.
A lot of the.
It's terrible.
Man. I'm like, I'm probably going to stay away from it right now until they can get the other patches out that kind of fix the game.
There's 2 updates that came out, but none of them really addressed any of the frame rate drops or any of the actual performance issues in games. So, I'm in tech, right? This is a career, so I kind of expect things to just suck at release. So, I'm just plowing through it, so.
I do want to
Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
But Cyberpunk worked great on the higher end consoles, like the Series X. That worked fine on that for me. So I played through it fairly well.
Yeah.
I didn't get Cyberpunk on launch on PS5. I waited. Actually, I think I managed to get it for £15 because they removed it from the PlayStation Store. Then they re-added it. I think I got it for £15, but it was still the PS4 version because it was only earlier this year that we got the enhanced for Series X and PS5 versions.
Yep,
it wasn't bad, but now when I play it on my PC, my God. You can literally see this. Well, actually, my PC couldn't run it at first. And that was where my thirst for power and upgrades came from, and I ended up going full 64 gig of RAM because I couldn't even stream it. It was just frames were just non-existent. Oh
yeah, and speaking of they offered after all the technical issues with the games, they're like, well, if you bought the game, you opened it, you can return it, right? And we'll give you your full money back. I plowed through that game. I didn't really do any of the extra stuff, and then I returned it and got all my money back. And then I bought it on clearance.
I played the whole thing on console, and then now I'm so what I tend to have 1 day a week off Destiny and off stream, and I put some games I keep for myself, especially AAA titles with campaigns and things, because I have a deep affinity with CD Projekt Red and a deep love for them. I even wrote a blog titled "A Sour Taste in My Mouth" regarding developer harassment. There was a huge thing to do with Gamergate and a female and someone and then someone gaslit this a female developer. But regardless of that, harassment of any kind is unacceptable. But then when you're threatening developers' families to release a game, when is enough enough, and when do you genuinely believe you're a fucking fan? If you do that, these people are smashing, crunching 90+ hours a week, exhausted, and then you're threatening their family, and then demanding that you see their art. I can't. It's upsetting.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. We see these things that happens, in the community too, and in these tech gaming, and it's just like, listen, we understand that we got to crunch, but you don't have to abuse people, your workers. That's ridiculous. And then, of course, you got the bozos in there that that are in the company. They're doing the frat boy culture. They're talking crazy and all that stuff. It's like, listen, you got to understand where you work. I remember I did a stint on Twitter one time. I did like a audio little podcast thing talking about like the 5 pillars of things that you should never do when you're in the workplace and from a business standpoint. And I think, especially with a lot of these tech companies, and when it comes to crunch, that is something that has hurt the business more than helped, especially with the games that are coming out being rushed products and things like that. This is a really serious topic that I've seen so many people talk about, so many people cover. And it's one of those things that it's like, when you start to see something rushed like that, like a Cyberpunk, and see somebody like, you're questioning, okay, what's really been going on behind the scenes? What's been happening? The reason why this game is the way it is.
Money.
Yeah. I mean, this game probably could have waited like another 6 months, because this is the second release.
If you look at now how beautiful, and with the anime Edgerunners has saved Cyberpunk for me, because the sheer beauty of that anime, and seeing Night City on Netflix, but not just that, it's still now had 1 million active players since per day. Since Edgerunners has come out. But not just that, the improvements to life now, the bug fixes are phenomenal. I'm holding out now, finishing my actual PC playthrough for my 4080, so I can play it uncapped at 4K, 100 frames per second. And I genuinely can't wait. All I've dreamed about, and it's only because I had a 3060 Ti being held back and wanting to play Cyberpunk on Ultra. I want to see genuinely what CD Projekt Red's ultimate vision of that game was. And I'm just biting my nails waiting for it to arrive. I'm like a little kid sat outside my front door every day waiting for my 4080 right now. It's just like the need for power is there, but just to see that beautiful game. And I'm so excited about now that finally they've confirmed that a sequel is being worked on in Boston. That's, all right, granted, we're about a solid 4 years away, but the developments should be a lot easier because they've confirmed that it's going to be on the Unreal 5. In fact, all their new games moving forward are no longer on the Witcher engine. Is it? No, the Red engine. It's called Red Engine. That's what their gaming engine was called. It's now that everything's being developed in Unreal 5, which should actually create faster and actually improved development times. So hopefully, things are moving forward in the right direction for CD Projekt Red, because they are visionaries. For me, in my eyes, I think they're absolute visionaries of game designers.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. They're and you can see, just the momentum that they're moving in now, especially with what they released. Especially, all of the Witcher games, the things that they're doing right now, and just for us to get this whole expansion type deal with Cyberpunk. And them really working hard to make this game the way they intended it to be. I think they're in a right step in the right direction right now when it comes to the things and how they're moving and getting stuff out.
I feel that the development team and obviously now the actual like CEO directors have a little bit more power against the shareholders by saying it's not ready, because now after the entire cataclysmic fallout that happened with the launch of with 2077, if they say to the shareholders it's not ready, back off, I think they're going to go this time, you know what?
Yep.
A year. Have a year this time. Just get it.
That's all we need.
You know, get it right. I'm not as much as I want to see a story sequel to Cyberpunk. I want it done right this time. I don't want a shareholder saying, like, to the developers, release it now. But it's broken. The game's broken. Don't care. Release it. No, don't do that to me again. Because
Please.
I waited 7 months anyway before I bought it because I knew it wasn't going to be ready. I knew. I said, you know, the reviews, it was still a 9.0, 10 on IGN, and various other ones. When it worked, this would have been a perfect score. But
Absolutely.
the game wasn't it wasn't working. That was the only faults that they found, was all the bugs. So please leave alone. Let them finish the games.
And that's the thing. And I agree with you 100%, because this game was actually supposed to be a game of the year for that year when it came out. It was supposed to be.
It would have been.
Yep.
Absolutely. 100%. If it was not broken and released in such a quagmired state, it would have been one of the most enjoyable experiences for the last, we're talking Arkham City quality biblical level, right? Yep. If it was done. Oh, actually, speaking of Arkham City, many condolences to Kevin Conroy's family.
Absolutely. Salute.
The one true Batman, always will be, and an important piece of my childhood. So,
absolutely,
Conroy, we shall forever miss you donning the cowl.
For sure.
But yeah, for sure, man.
It's one of man. It's like oh man, like
it's like a thing where people don't learn mistakes of other companies, right? Because the same thing with Pokemon. Legends Arceus came out in January of this year, so 11 months later they release a second title that's supposed to be an edge up because it's a multiplayer level game that you can cooperatively play with friends, which unheard of in Pokemon. Which, you know, this probably would have been like one of the better versions of it, because I mean, like as a kid, you know, all you could do is a link cable, but you can do other activities now, which is pretty awesome. But, you know, 2 Pokemon games in a year, really? I mean, technically 3, right? Because it's 2 different versions of the same game.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then they could have baked for another 6 months, you know.
That's what I've been saying. I've been literally on that horse, because, like you was just saying, they just, like, in this whole year, Game Freak has been releasing a lot of stuff. They released a lot of content. You know, going forward, like I said, we just had the Brilliant series come back and get ported for Switch for us. We just had that. Then there's okay, we're gonna put Arceus to give us an in between game as well to add on to that. And now we're still working on the acclaimed Scarlet and Violet. But the thing is, I think they did a little bit too much. Especially for me. If I was in the company, I would say, okay, we're going to push Scarlet and Violet. It's not ready yet. We're going to push it till I would have gave it till February of next year. We're going to get it out in February. We need time to polish it, get the performance right, make sure these bugs are tuned. You would have had 3 months in to go ahead and fix that. But I think the thing about Game Freak is that, like, okay, we're on a deadline. We're going to go ahead and put it out, knowing the fact that, okay, this isn't ready yet. We just came off of a big expansion-like game already, and we're going into the next generation, and look at the mess that has happened. I've never seen nothing like that in a Pokemon game like this. It's crazy.
I mean, I think that could also be down to release scheduling, because obviously sometimes you want to make certain holidays. And I understand that, again, this comes under shareholders. Nintendo, if I ever apply for a job, please don't hold this against me. But Nintendo don't always get it right. And I feel that Nintendo's way is their way. And you know what? I will say to them, fair play for that. Like you didn't win many fans over with quite a few of your last console releases, like the Wii U and stuff. But like, you know, what you're still doing with the Switch, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It really is actually, like, because it's not even using next gen tech, and it's still always in the, it's still to this day after like what 4 years now, still almost always sold out in every store. It's sold out.
It's impressive.
Like, jeez, you're doing something. Like, but I do feel that sometimes, like, holiday release schedules of games, this is where, you know, you don't want to release a game in November or December because that's Call of Duty territory, man. You
Facts.
Don't fuck with that animal. You're not gonna win. It's not gonna end well for you. You know, this is why I feel that Bungie kind of moved a lot of their release slots from September, because that also conflicts with another game's calendar.
Yeah,
and you know, that hold off as well to make sure that I feel February for new expansions and launches like they're doing now is a good little. Excuse me. That's a cool little period because it's kind of quiet then. I mean, maybe not so much because obviously the hardcore Destiny fans, day one, man, we pre-order those collector's editions.
facts.
I've got every I have every collector's edition on that shelf there. Like so, but damn inflation, man, 330 this time.
Yeah,
330. It's cost me this one. It was 250 the Witch Queen one. Beyond Light, the Beyond Light collector's edition. Actually, I was lucky with Beyond Light. One of my Twitch followers actually bought me the collector's edition. He bought me and him one. Yeah, big shout out there.
Absolutely. It's
Bungie's a bunch of thieves when it comes to their expansions. I wish you could just buy it once, because I have multiple consoles. So, and then I finally made the switch to being all PC.
Yeah, I did as soon as crossplay.
Yeah, so I'm all keyboard and mouse now, but I had to rebuy everything.
Dude, CD keys. I bought the entire legendary legacy edition for £16.
So I got some crazy emails from CD keys. They scammed me for about $30.
Oh man!
Before. Yeah. I eventually I got it through PayPal, so it was taken care of. But it was they killed me over here. You know.
It's crazy, man.
Because it sucks, because I've used them before. This is one time they sent me a used key. So,
I mean, generally though, if you say to them you sent them a used key, and I have had an issue like this. I said it's a used key. I got a refund straight away. I've never had. I will say CD key is really good on that stuff. I think I genuinely words. Sorry. I generally tend to make sure they're Steam keys rather than like any other. Cyberpunk was GOG Galaxy. I'd never use them, but now though I've noticed I have so many different like Rockstar Games has their own one. Ubisoft Connect. Like I've got Epic Games as well. I have like so many of them now. I'm like, oh god, my hard drives.
It's like, what's going on? I got a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, which launch is this? But fortunately, like the desktop, you can kind of just like put all your games on there and it's chilling. But it's like Grounded. Grounded, you have to have an Xbox Live account. Huh?
I'm not sure. What do you think? So do you have to?
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
Yeah, for Grounded to get into Grounded, you need to have an Xbox account, like because it does Xbox Connect.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like, you can still buy the full game, but you need an Xbox thing. I've had so much fun on Grounded this last month from my little Destiny 2 hiatus. I've never played survival games, and I've got into building. I built a castle. It's great.
Okay. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
man. It's so much we could cover. But I do want to thank everybody in the chat for coming in and listening to some wonderful discussions tonight. So that being said, I do want to introduce the wonderful British, as we must say, Mr. UK himself. I do want to introduce him, and since you heard the lovely voice behind the mic, Mr. reverendAsh. This guy is solid from Clan Ascendancy. He has done a lot of extraordinary feats and has built himself up to one of the most creative and intellectually articulate when it comes to the gaming space, Destiny, or just games in general. The guy is solid. Really good writer, and not only that, he's a streamer as well. And man, this guy knows how to bring the community together. I definitely want to introduce you to Mr. reverendAsh. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm
Overall?
good, thanks, man. Thank you for having me on the show. Everybody, it's lovely to. I hope I can entertain you over the next few minutes or hours or however long that we're here. You kind of put me on the spot here, bro. I don't really know what to say now. I've gone whole shit.
I had to give you that good one, you know. So I do want to ask you, Rev. So you know, coming into like, when did you started gaming? Like, what age were you, and how did this whole gaming journey start for you?
I've been a video gamer my whole life. I probably started around about the age of 5. I had an OG Nintendo Game Boy as a kid. I had a Sega Mega Drive, Sega Master System, and I think it was round about 10. No, around about 8. Gaming truly blossomed when the PlayStation 1 first came out. Yes, I am that old. I know it. I know I don't look that old. I moisturize daily. You know,
Keeping that smooth Chad look.
Yeah, absolutely. Moisturizing and sun tanning. Yeah, so I started gaming ever since like I was probably big enough to pick up a controller, I guess. Some games that truly hold a special place in my heart would, I would probably say, Metal Gear Solid 1, Tomb Raider 2, Dagger of Xian, Zelda Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye. Some of my best memories from the early days of gaming. Tony Hawk Pro Skater as well. Playing with my friends. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was always my favorite, not San Andreas, but I did spend quite a lot of hours in both. Actually, I probably did about 100% completions on Vice City. I could just listen to that 80s soundtrack like straight after school, hop straight in Vice City, and literally just drive around and see how fast I could use like the hot rod car, just driving sideways, listening to Broken Wings. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope, man. You got a chance to experience all of that, you know, going forward. That's amazing, man. Especially when you can experience all of that cool stuff. So, I do want to ask you, you know, what was like one of your favorites growing up? Like, what was your favorite little title?
One of my favorites.
Your most played title growing up.
That's a tough one. I'd probably either say Zelda or actually probably the Grand Theft Auto series, like GTA 3, GTA Vice City. I pumped a lot of hours into Vice City. I mean, I was a completionist. I blitz through games like on a daily. Like if we had online gaming and platinum trophies by then, I'd probably be in the hundreds of thousands. Not hundreds of 100 of thousands, because obviously I don't think there's that many titles. I think there's still only like 10,000 games ever made globally, which is still a massive feat of human art and creation. But yeah,
wow.
I did enjoy Metal Gear Solid, playing sneaky.
Yeah. A lot of people is like, Metal Gear Solid is like, I'm not too sure. I mean, it depends on which one it is. You know, some people enjoy the first couple ones, for sure. I would say with Metal Gear, it just depends on which one you like the most. For
PS1,
that one.
MGS1 was great. Metal Gear Solid 2 on PS2 though.
Oh yeah.
That was some pretty good fun.
Yeah, for sure. So I do want to ask you, like, you had some really solid games for sure. Growing up, I feel like everyone has played Ocarina of Time that I've had on the show. They all go back to that one. I have never got a chance to play that one ever.
Dude,
growing
you
up.
better get on an emulator and play it. Like the next time you invite me on a show, I want to be able to talk to you about it. In fact, do you know what? I'll do a co-stream with you, and we'll you and I will play simultaneously. Like we'll do a Discord video chat. I'll have that linked up on the stream, and then like I'll have a third screen that will show like my gameplay, and we will literally just play Eric Arena at a time.
That would be fun.
I will take you through Kokiri Forest.
Okay. Backpacking. Let's go. Awesome. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, because I got a chance to play the Breath of the Wild series of that, and I feel like the Breath of the Wild series right now is kind of like the what they would call like the new 52 Rebirth Legend of Zelda.
It's a new Ocarina. Honestly, Breath of the Wild is their new Ocarina, and I held off getting the Switch last year because it was just before they announced the OLED. Because all rumors were pointing to like a new next gen version 4K Switch. So I was like,
Pro.
I bet I'm not okay. Cool. I won't get the Switch. And then they announced that it's the same, but with an OLED screen. I just went, I'm not doing that. I literally just like, I just threw my pizza in there and fuck this. I'm going home. I'm not doing this. I'm not entertaining this. Nintendo, no, we're not playing this game. So to this day, I still have not played Breath of the Wild, and
it's solid.
Man's got to pay $1,300 for a 4080. So Nintendo, I ain't buying that Switch anytime soon.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Because I know for a fact the only thing I'll play the Switch for is for Zelda. What? And as soon as I say those words, in my head, my ADHD is going, but it's justified, it's Zelda. So I need to be quiet before I become in even further debt. Like, unfortunately.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, right now, Breath of the Wild is a solid game. Not only that...
I'm well aware. My housemates had it, and I borrowed it, and I played, like... I did play, like, a whole 15 minutes, and I was kind of, like... And it swayed me, and I was like, oh, do I do it? To be honest, I was just waiting for one of my housemates to go ultra broke, and then just go, I'll give you 100 quid for your Switch right now. Unfortunately, that never happened. I wasn't able to capitalize on them. So I know I might have to start hanging around the university a bit more, and just like anyone who's by student welfare, I'll be like, "You got a Switch? I need some money.
Let me get that."
Nudge.
Yeah,
maybe but. Can I just say, anyone from my university who does watch this after this appears in my portfolio, I am not prepared to. Don't worry, I'm not really being serious about fortuning off your misfortunes. I promise.
He's kidding. Fair use.
But I mean, if you are broke, come and see me.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, yeah, man.
I'll sell it back to you after I finish Zelda.
I'll give it back to you for half price. Don't worry.
No. Well, actually, yeah. It depends how much the game is.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, man. It's a solid game. The next one will be coming out next year, and then also, man, you definitely will have to check out the Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. It's a solid prequel to it, man. It's great.
I thought Hyrule Warriors was like a Smash game.
No. It's really good, man. It's flushed up. It's kind of like it's what you call them, it's like a beat 'em up in a way, but not at the same time. It follows the Breath of the Wild thing. Yeah, but you can play with your heroes in a way. You can play with all these other heroes and stuff like that. The story is solid though, for sure. It's very fun and challenging as well. But it's one of those. It's another one of those ones you have to check out for sure. So I do want to ask you, how did you get in this Destiny game that we all know and love?
How did I end up marrying myself to Destiny? Okay, interesting story. In my 20s, I had a very good friend who happened to be head of product development for PlayStation. And he even actually, because the PlayStation 4 was actually released on my birthday, which is the 29th of November, which is, as we all know, in 9 days. Actually, 10 days for you guys in the US currently. Don't forget to send gifts. And I sort of, when I originally saw one of the Activision trailers at E3 for Destiny, I didn't actually know that my friend, as head of product development, one of his major accounts was Activision. And he sent me a message one day. This was pre-alpha. It was 2 weeks before the alpha came out. And he went, "What are you doing right now and this weekend?" I said, "Actually, I've got nothing on at all." He went, "Right, I'm going to send you a code now, but you need to change all your settings to off. No one can see what you're up to." I was like, "All right, bet, cool." I put in a redeem code because I used to get a lot of games from him from PlayStation, which 2 to 3 weeks early, I had an early launch copy of Grand Theft Auto 5, the PS4 enhanced version. I had Assassin's Creed Unity 2 weeks before release, and with the code, the message came, "Good luck, it's fucked," because it was at the time. It was massively broken. Unity was day one had an 8 gig patch on a PS4.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah, he sent me this redeem code, and I put it in, and it come up closed access alpha Destiny 2. I was Destiny 1, and I was like, "Oh." I started shaking, and it turns out I was playing a behind closed doors tester pre-alpha Destiny 1 model that they were about to release to people who pre-ordered. Who had the alpha, which is where everyone now has the first wave emblem in Destiny 2. And yeah, that was me hooked. Like Bungie wife, like straight up. I was there. So I was, I'm very privileged, and thank you, but also fuck you, TJ, for sending me down this path of almost 8 years.
He knew what he was doing.
You've aged me. You've aged me internally tremendously.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's me and Bungie. We've been there since the beginning, bud.
Hey, listen.
I'm crying with pain. No,
yeah, man, I feel you.
Good.
Yeah,
Destiny is a relationship. You have really amazing highs, and you have really the bad times get bad too. But it's a relationship. You have to work on it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just a shame that they don't talk back to you sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's been such a journey. With Destiny, I remember playing the beta of Destiny 1 back in the PS3, and just like, okay, what is this game? And
oh my god, I forgot it was available on PS3.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
up until Rise of Iron. Rise of Iron wasn't.
That was the nail in his coffin right there. It's like, you better get your next gen because we're moving forward. And
I know this is controversial. This is now what needs to happen with PS4. And
everyone's
Xbox
saying that.
I said this. I said Witch Queen. Bungie needs to get the balls to say this is the last one. Like, they've already now started having to drop graphic quality to allow work on the next expansion to actually function on last gen. And I understand I'm going to get some hate probably in your chat about this, because it's like, do you have any idea how hard it is to get next gen consoles? Yes, I do, and that's probably the only reason why Lightfall is on last gen, because of the shortage supplies.
Yep.
That for me, I see it's the only logical reason why it would be. Because those consoles are dying. Like, they're the old current games that are running. Like, have you heard them? Like, the processors were up. Like, it's killing them internally.
Yeah,
but technology unfortunately moves forward. But I mean, the great news on the horizon is about pretty much everywhere's getting, like, even scalpers are kind of giving up on current gen consoles now, because the supplies are starting to flood back through the market again, which finally is a blessing.
Yes,
Because I feel
it
that
is.
everybody should really get to experience games like Destiny in 60 FPS and 4K
Mhm.
or 2K.
Yeah,
Because
man.
honestly, like going back to a 30 FPS game, it's not fun.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I've heard, and that's the thing. Yeah, like for me, I can't wait till February so I can get my hands on mine. So my PS5. So I'm holding on because I want to be flying high. In the nice, lovely frames and FOVs like everyone else
You
is.
gotta go PC, man.
I can't,
Exactly,
man.
bro. You do like honestly, and I hate to sound like that asshole. I had a PS5 on. I was very, very fortunate. An old clanmate actually managed to source me a December PS5 in Walmart, in Texas, and shipped it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I got my PS5 in January. It cost me £105 import tax and another £105 shipping
Mm-hmm.
as well from the US, and I had a digital one. But bro, when I got my PC, like my PS5 became a paperweight. One of my friends here, and also another clanmate actually has my PS5 because I just
Oh.
had it sat there. It sat there for nearly 6 months. I just kept looking at it like poor thing. And I migrated straight to like as soon as I hit PC, I refused to pick up a controller, and I suffered through M&K, and now I can't think of like playing on anything other than mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
controller
And
feels so foreign.
it doesn't feel native anymore,
It's
and
like,
and
how do you
like
hold
the
this?
worst thing is, and I say this, and I genuinely mean it. I should have done it years ago. Honestly, and I just feel that
I don't know,
like
man. I've always been. I mean, like, not to say I won't. I'll get I'll get a PC, of course, but I've always been a console guy. That's always been
I mean, you're talking
me.
to a guy who had a console for 26 years, and then I've moved to PC, and like it just everything's copacetic. That's the thing for me. Everything, like anything my console does, my my PC does better, and it does it
Mm-hmm.
smoother. Like running twin monitors, I can have my stream up, and my god, that was my tipping point. If you're a person who plays video games and you don't stream, by all means, go console. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're streaming, like over the year or year and a half to 2 years, streaming from a console, trying to use a capture card with a laptop, and then trying to get everything to work harmoniously, and the audio, Christ, the amount of money I spent buying small little trinkets and little tiddly bits to try and get stuff to work. It was honestly, I genuinely would rather stick my testicles in a waffle iron than do it again. Because it was on like Elgato now have finally made it so much more seamless, and
That's
anyone who
what
does it now, I hate you. I hate you because you should have to suffer like I did. Because now they have this one capture card that actually works your source audio, so you can actually have your fire team or your chat party actually work with the audio. You had to do so many loopholes to get it all to work, and you could actually listen to your chat and the people that you were talking to as well. And they could actually involve themselves in like the scenario rather than just you being a div waffling onto yourself.
Right.
So whereas PC, you have Discord, you have everything all just running on OBS in the side over on your other monitor, and you're carrying on playing, and you can just talk to people. Those are my that's my swaying argument to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I now regret actually letting my mate have his PS5 now that God of War and Horizon Forbidden West are out? You're damn right I do. You're damn right, because I've got to wait till next year.
Horizon
to
was
play
pretty
both.
awesome.
Because I got to wait till next year to play both of them on PC. I did Zero Dawn on PS5, which was amazing. But I'm really gutted that I didn't get to play Forbidden West. I'm really, 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 really gutted. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure, man. For me, like I said, yeah, I'll definitely be getting a you know, a PC because I want to kind of step up my game, especially a lot, throughout the whole, streaming thing and all the things and make things even better than before. So
I can't remember which one of your guests said this last time, but they said, "Judge me for my content, but not for the quality of the stuff that I give you."
that was Buck, right? I think that was Matt.
That might have been Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. That was some solid words right there, man. I'll
Yeah,
never
so
forget that.
if your content, if it's not there, you can work on it, but at least it looks crispy.
Right, exactly, and that's where I want to get to.
I was kind of like, actually, that's kind of non-plus because content and image kind of work in tandem, so it
hand in hand type deal.
It's like giving with one hand but cutting off the other.
At least I got the other one.
I mean, yeah, but you're like, yeah, but you can't see your content. So how can it be? I give up. I can't. I'll be stood here on my whiteboard doing string theory if I carry that thing, pondering that.
You know something? I always wanted to do a whiteboard tutorial or introduction of the story going forward in Destiny, and just be like, okay, this is part one for everyone, so that when everybody can see a visual, understanding of.
That's going to be a long stream. That's a very long stream.
Do you know what we could do one day if you want? Like, you could come and join me on stream, and then what I'll do is I'll just get paint up on the other monitor, and we'll just basically like draw a graph. So it's like a whiteboard, but on stream. So here you go. This is it.
It's like, okay, I'm going to draw this. Okay, this is where we all started from. And let's go all the way. Where did the traveler start from? Okay, let's go all the way back.
Well, you know what used to be super epic was the all the like realistic live action
droughts?
commercials. Yeah.
Dude, those live action, yeah, but I mean that was Activision publisher money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I would love to do something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. But also for everybody in chat, as also I was gonna support you guys. I appreciate you guys in the chat for holding us down, definitely. And I do want to let you guys know, we wouldn't be here without you guys for sure. Same thing for Butterscotch. You know who you are. You know it, and I appreciate you for joining with us. And everybody else, appreciate you guys. We're gonna keep on rolling, keep on doing our thing. But that being said,
tutorial. Oh, you can't see it.
This time
to draw the traveler.
Turn the brightness down. The screen flares too much.
Don't ever use this thing.
You got the little sketch like, okay, I'm gonna write this and that. This is where we are.
Man.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, please do that because I would love to see the drawings.
Yeah, because I was like, for some people who like, they don't understand it if they watch a my videos. Some people are visual, and I was like, you know what, I want to do one.
There's also a lot of people that left the game and came back.
I mean, actually, do you know what? I could kind of actually help. Right.
I would love that, Okay.
Oh, this is where we started. This is the D2 Collector's Edition 1. There wasn't a lot of content.
Uh-huh. That was
This is Beyond Light. This was Stasis. This got a bit chilly.
There you go.
And then the Hive got their own ghosts. Fuck those guys.
Facts.
And here we are.
Right.
But actually, that's a lie. I left out Shadowkeep, and that's the only collector's edition I don't have, and I'm not paying £500 for it. So if anyone does have Shadowkeep collector's edition, come hit me up and we can talk. Maybe to the tune
Mhm.
of 250 to 300. Let's go.
Facts.
Let's make something happen.
Let's make
Hit
this
me up on
partnership.
Twitch. My name's a Rev. If you do have a Shadowkeep Collector's Edition that you want to sell me,
Uh-huh. Hey, absolutely. Absolutely.
and I
So
will even throw in a grilled cheese sandwich.
Real cheese sandwich.
Yes, sir.
For sure. See, that's the extra bundle. That's what the bundle comes with. For sure. So I do want to ask you, Reb, like, also, why did you start streaming? How did you get into that whole game and that whole ordeal?
Okay, so my original Twitch name was Ash_TXO. I founded Clan TXO, which was originally the Exiled Order, after I saw moving into Destiny 2. I had a career before I started gaming and what I do now at university. I actually was in the hospitality industry, and I was head of drink development, and I ran 2 of the world's top 25 cocktail bars. I was quite an innovative cocktail bartender, mixologist, if you want to call me that. But gaming was always a passion, and I stepped away, and when I started taking Destiny a lot more seriously and being involved with raids, because I was a solo player in Destiny 1.
Mm-hmm.
Later in Destiny 2, something happened involving depression, and I did something that I'm not proud of. But it's something that I wear and that moved me forward. I had a very difficult breakup with my partner, and I slipped into obviously with being in hospitality and dealing with high pressures, drink and drugs were heavily involved, and I ended up hanging myself.
Oh,
I just couldn't do
man.
it anymore. I actually I awoke on the floor with the noose around my neck still, but the rope had snapped. So I was lucky to be alive. Moving forward with Destiny, I knew this was where I wanted to be. I started taking the game a little bit more seriously, maybe too seriously. And then I was like, do you know what? I want to set up a stream. So I started on Twitch. I didn't realize how far it'd take me. I wish I knew now I wish I knew what I knew now 2 years ago when I first kind of started to move into streaming, and I had to probably raiding as well, because I'd probably be near a day. I'd probably be like, I'd have a lot more day one emblems. I'm not gonna lie. How my streaming has evolved over the last few months to where I was when I first started is massive. I didn't even know how to properly use Streamlabs or OBS, and I never really kind of got it. And I think this was also maybe with not having a PC. I think, again, this is why I wish I'd have moved to PC years ago, because maybe I'd have been a bit more adept with only knowing console and seeing things visually. But I changed my name from Ash_TXO to My Name's a Rev this month, and I'm kind of now it's a step forward in my evolution as a content creator. So now it's kind of more like I'm having to regrow and restart my brand all over again. This for me is a fresh start. I see. When did I get into streaming and being a bit more serious? Probably round about the last 5 to 6 months. But when I started, it was 2 to 3 years ago. And do I wish I'd have done it differently? You're damn right I do. I wish I'd have done something more to this kind of degree and setup and knowing how to interact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I make sense?
Yeah, for sure. And
I could just be rambling jibber jabber. It's like 20 past 4 in the morning now for me.
Man, I feel it.
And I've played nearly 9 hours of Iron Banner today.
For sure. But I mean that goes right into a big topic, for today too, because for most of you folks at home that do not know that this is a day and it's a legit day, it is International Men's Day today, and it's one of those things. I'm glad you shared that story, because there's so many other tales of, men, going through a lot of things, whether they have prostate cancer, you know, different things, suicide, a lot of things, depression. I mean, we go through a lot of things, and I think this is definitely the time for, all of my fellas to rise up, man, and really salute yourselves, and really, just say, you're always loved, you're always here, and we're always here for you guys, for most part. Society definitely beats us down, for sure, and they want to determine who you are, but you know who you are, who you stand up for, all these type of things. We got to move forward, and the only way to do that is for us to always come together and better ourselves as men, be the best that we can, hold each other up, because, with things going on and how things are today, we don't get a chance to get the love, as much as others do, and I think that's
Carl,
very important.
Can I just say something as well? Something that I want to, as a man, a lot of expectations are for you to be, and this is how we've been, especially like, I mean, I'm 35 this year, and I'm not even afraid to admit that. Yes, I am actually. I'm ashamed to admit that. But damn time. For as long as I've known, and even looking back on how my father was, men were never allowed to say they're not doing okay, and they were expected to hold their shit together and not tell anyone. And do not, under any circumstance, it's okay to not be okay. And please, for any of you who are going through anything, speak up, tell a friend, tell somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I wish when I hung myself, I had the courage to tell someone I wasn't doing okay. That the drugs were getting too much to me, I was doing that as a coping mechanism. The pressures and shit that was going on. Unfortunately, it's a self-destructive cycle, because then you keep the cycle going, and you need to tell people you're not doing okay, and it's okay to not be okay, and accept help from people. It doesn't make you weak. Alexa, stop. Alexa, shush. Sorry, she decided to stop. But it's okay to not be okay, and don't feel weak to tell somebody and accept help. It doesn't make you less of a man.
It doesn't.
And honestly, for taking those steps, not hurt everybody by saying we didn't know.
Yeah.
Let people know. Don't take your anger out on people. Don't do it in the wrong way. Just sit down and genuinely pick up a phone and call a helpline, and then tell your loved ones that what's really going on, even if you're ashamed of it.
Facts.
Because you will feel so much better.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate you for doing that, man, because there's a lot of guys who listen to me, listen to our shows and everything like that, and they need that stuff. I get letters from guys say, hey man, thank you for doing your show, you really inspired me and you made me feel better. I was suffering some suicidal issues, depression, and you really make me feel good. And listen, I'm always gonna be here doing what I do. As much as I love everybody, and that's what I do, and I'm always gonna be here for everybody. And I think the thing is like I'm always going to help people, especially my guys. I gotta help them, because at the end of the day, it's something that we gotta do. We gotta always lift each other up. I see a lot of times. Even in the female spaces, I see what the females are doing. And I'm glad that they're trying to lift each other up and better themselves. It's time for us guys to start doing the same thing. Let's lift each other up. Let's build ourselves.
I feel the world just needs a little bit of love and be able to get on with each other, both sexes. or any sex. It doesn't matter. LGBTQ, straight, straight, gay, anything, anybody. It like people as a world, male and female, and trans. We all need, and non-binary. We all need to get along, and we all need to be able to respect and talk to each other about everyone's feelings and understand that we are all equals on this planet.
Absolutely. You know, and that's the thing. Like I tell everybody, I said, listen, we all have things that we have to do, and like I always tell people, I said, listen, we got to bring the love back. You know, like you were saying, we got to bring the love back. That was a time where, you know, even our parents and even our grandparents, they had a blast. They had a good time. They could enjoy each other's company. They could talk to each other about each other's problems. The fight, I feel like today, a lot of things have tried to creep in and try to destroy the love between men and women. I think that's been a really big problem that has gone forth. Like, and it's one thing. It's like we got to get back to the togetherness again. You know, and being a separate, you know, you have the women that say, you know, I'm doing my thing, I'm independent and all this type of stuff. I don't need this, I don't need that. At the end of the day, we need love. That's what you can do all of that stuff and it means nothing because you don't have anybody who loves you and who you can share those successes with. That's the biggest problem.
What Reverend said about just everyone needs love, you know, regardless of your identity. It's just we just need to. The unity just needs to be there, and I think that's 100% true. So, and thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, I have really weird hours, man. So if you ever you know, I'm in the U.S. and Eastern Standard Time, but probably about 6 or so hours behind. But I'm typically awake like 21 hours a day. I just have a really bad time sleeping, so I'm usually around. So if you need anything, just let me know. I'll be around. I'm around, and that goes for anybody in chat too. So I mean, anyone who wants to follow, or I'm usually up all the time.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, very impactful story, and you know, I'm just glad you're here today, man, and being able to do your thing, and that's what's most important, you know, because now we can talk about it, you know, and just move on forward and heal and be better. That's what's important. You know, us being able to heal and move the goalposts, you know, that's most important. And especially to me when people can get a chance to listen in and talk about these things. It's very important.
For sure.
So, you know, I salute you for that. And like I said, guys, continue to fight. Let's continue to be strong and let's move the goalposts. We are better than we give ourselves credit or society give us credit for. Keep doing your thing. Keep being the heroes and the kings that we are. Let's show them and do what we do best. You know, so I definitely wanted to put that out there. So, like I said, you know, guys, hashtag, you know, International Men's Day, man. Definitely get it out there. I appreciate y'all always. Well, now that we got the heaviness out of the way, I do want to ask you, Rev, you know, what is your top 5 games of all time to you?
You've already asked me that.
Well, kinda. I asked one.
Okay. All right. Cool. Arkham City.
Okay.
Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
I don't have a fucking choice in saying this next one. Destiny 2.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Okay, let me give you a drum roll for the last one. You definitely need a drum roll for the last one. What's the next one?
Metal Gear Solid.
Okay. Solid. I love those ones, man. Solid games for sure. And yeah, man, there's so many games, and I remember Sergio saying last week.
I'm lying. It's Fortnite. I'm leaving Destiny now. Wait, actually, no. I do have one more.
You have one more?
You know what? I was on the fence. Right? Can I take back Metal Gear Solid? Hideo Kojima is an absolute visionary, and I do truly love Metal Gear Solid. But it's Cyberpunk. Now this current Cyberpunk, after all the patches, not the day one release. Just throwing it out there. It's Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I love Cyberpunk, man. That's my deal right there.
Yeah.
You know, as much as it had the problems, I love the story. I love the characters. I love the gameplay. I thought everything was pretty much solid. I love the game. It's just I love the story and just the whole world. I want to see so much more from it. You know, I mean, just playing the game.
I can't wait for the sequel, and
yeah.
hopefully, my name might be in the credits title. So who knows?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I can't wait to see that. I mean,
it's a goal. It's a dream, but
for sure. Hey, listen, I hope that definitely happens, man. I would love to see where you go from here for sure.
Yeah, I just hope I get my working visa.
Hey, listen, we gonna keep on fighting for you, brother. But I also want to, for the chat, I appreciate your chat for always listening as well again. And also, guys, subscribe to Baby Mallow. I appreciate you, Butterscotch, for holding me down. You know, and everybody in the chat for listening, man. It's been a great first hour of the show and very impactful, very awesome. You know, I'm definitely enjoying everything, and I appreciate you guys always. So now that we got that out of the way, now it's time to get on to this big TWAB that we just got this week. So without further ado, we're going to get on over there because we got a lot to talk about when it comes to this PvP game right here.
Indeed. And man, give me 2 seconds. I will be right back.
Mm-hmm. I'll set this on up right here. And also, let's see. Let me get this out of the way. And I appreciate you guys, man. Like usual. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. You guys holding me down. And I just can't. I just love you guys. Love the crowd. Love the energy. You know. So I'm going to put the share screen up right quick. So that way we can see the TWAB. Everybody can see. And I'm going to shut my camera off so that way we can get to the TWAB right here. All right. Bungie.net. Cool. All right. We're here. So, guys, I also just definitely want to congratulate one of our streamers, as I like to call one of the upper echelon streamers, Miss Lock and Low Live. You know, she definitely has been a positive influence in the Destiny community. Very knowledgeable about all her FPSs. She got some Legend of Zelda in there too for her gaming history. She's been going through, and you know, definitely give her some support. She really been knocking it out for the Destiny community as well. So if you haven't followed her, please go ahead and give her a follow, Miss Lock and Low Live. You know, she deserves all the flowers because this is her week. So definitely give her those flowers and tell her that the Last City Radio sent you. That being said, well, Sergio, looks like we got a pretty hefty TWAB this week, man. It's definitely been looking crazy, man. Especially in the
PvP. I'm going to bed. Good night.
In the PvP game for sure. And so we got a lot to talk about for this. So starting off, without further ado, let me turn my camera off so it can be a little bit bigger for the audience. A little bit bigger for the audience. So we're going to turn our cameras off right quick so that way we can make this a little bit bigger for the audience right quick. So this week at Bungie, guys, seems like we have finally reached what we wanted to reach. I wanted to go ahead and let you this week. We got a lot to talk about for Season of Redacted going on. And also, guys, as you know, the Trans Awareness Week is this week. So if you want to get the cool emblem, here's the code right here. If you want to punch that in, and I definitely gonna have Sergio give you guys the code for that in the description. So if you want to get the cool emblem and pin, it is right here.
I
So
actually have the physical version of both those pins.
you have the physical version.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta call it. You're the collector for sure, man.
But yeah, dude, my collection's just ridiculous. I was going to say obnoxious, but that's not the word I was looking for. It's just obscene. That's the word.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's what I said, man. You got it. You got to love this game. If you're gonna continue to collect, listen. You are a lover of this game. It's a commitment. So that being said, we also have the community event improving the Elixir quarter this season, guys. So it looks like it's going to be kicking off. I think what they're saying is next week, next Tuesday. So starting next Tuesday, the community event is going to start, where we have to pretty much get coins, captain's coins from around the system to donate to the Elixir quarter, and of course, Spider will be helping the improvements, while Mithrax and Idol will be devoting their time to researching the relics of Nezarec. So we're going to be doing that, and I'm guessing probably like they did with the Trials of Osiris, by the time we finish, the Elixir quarter is going to be upgraded. So you can get all of those coins and stuff by doing the Lost Sectors, public events, Catch Crash, and expedition activities, King's Fall raids. There's Attorney Strikes, Crucible, Gambit. So you can do all of those things and get those things. And you also get a new swashbuckling ghost shell that comes along with it if you continue to keep doing your thing. So definitely keep a lookout for that. So that's definitely happening, guys. So, it's one of those community events. So just to give us a little something before the next season comes through. That being said, also, guys, they made some changes. You probably noticed in the update, they made some changes to the Scallywag title. They reduced some requirements and things. A lot of people felt that some things was kind of a little bit too much. So, especially for the ruffian completion value, to 10 down from 50, they just reduced that. Let's see. While we introduced a fix for ruffian, a fix to prevent ruffians from despawning in expeditions, players can still progress through objectives a bit too fast for these champions to spawn. So as such, we're reducing the requirements to help players meet the requirements a bit faster. Drop vendor upgrades require 14 down from 23. That's pretty easy. This would be the equivalent of completing the first 7 weeks of seasonal challenges that award reputation and the upgrade currency. They also changed promote and summon first class mates to doing it one time each. We realized that this step didn't have a deep enough tutorial for some players to fully grasp and requires a lengthy grind to unlock all 3 first mates. Change the seal requirement to complete 8 out of 9 triumphs. This should allow some flexibility for players as they progress through the triumphs and seasonal challenges to unlock the seasonal title. And stay tuned. So, what do you think about that, man? Do you think this was a good idea, or do you just like, it's okay? What you make out?
Okay, so I understand the season's coming to an end, and you've pretty much auto-completed them. Now, This was, for me, personally, I feel like this was quite a long season. And last week, while I was waiting for my grounded teammate, and also one of my oldest Destiny 2 friends, where he also took a bit of a break, and we've been playing Grounded, I did 35 ruffians and did all the expeditions and used all the crewmate stuff. And all the seasonal challenges that I needed to do the requirements to get the unlocks to use the crewmates and stuff, because I didn't once we did the day 1 Kingsfall and I got the day 1 clear, we didn't bother. I barely touched Destiny, and I still managed. And all you have to do is to get the ruffians out, I basically just kept yeeting the engrams across the map, so no one could spam the treasure into the machine. And I was getting I was getting 2 ruffians per expedition. So I'm kind of annoyed because if I'd have left it till this week, it would have auto-completed for me. And I'm someone, and I'm not being a uber elitist sweat lord. If you check my raid report, or if you check me on any Destiny app, you will find that I have all 37 or 38 seals in the game. I started collecting the seals from when they first came out in Forsaken. And trust me, these seals now are a joke. I call them and again, this comes under wisdom and people saying, well, yeah, but most people don't have time. I did all those final scallywag, and I did pretty much 7 of the 7 of the triumphs in like less than a week. And only a few hours every afternoon. You just have to play smart with dealing with the tasks. So to kind of auto-complete a participation seal anyway, I just feel like you've just taken everything away from the game. I understand people don't. I understand that Bungie are trying to eradicate FOMO, but when it's kind of enough. When making the seals so easy to achieve and obtainable, I feel takes the grind and the self and a sense of accomplishment away from a player. And that's my opinion. There's nothing I love more than, as much as I do feel that the 50 ruffians was a bit of a grind. Maybe doing it to 30 or 20, 25, maybe 35 would have been a bit more reasonable. But I used to get like such a chub and a sense of achievement from completing each triumph, and I'm ticking them down, and that's when I get that. That's when those endorphins are rushing in my brain that I need, that feeds me in video games. And I know having ADHD gives you you have an endorphin deficiency, and that's why you need to chase these, because this is why I have a chemical imbalance of massive lows and amazing highs at the same time, and you need to chase that. And I feel that that's just kind of taken it away from me. But then when I do it, then I'm pissed off because I then see people have gone, oh my God, I should have just waited till the end of the season and got it. And I got it for nothing. And then sometimes in the seasons, when you sit back and do nothing, and then you end up having to sweat your balls off at the final week because you're like, oh my God, I need to get all this done. Kind of like what I've had to do with Iron Banner this week, because I think that's the only seal I didn't chase for. Iron Lord was the only one I just didn't chase. I hated that rift mode. I couldn't stand it. So I think that was the first seal I said I refused to do it. But this season, I kind of like this new game mode, and obviously where I've taken a hiatus, so it's the last time to play Iron Banner. I was like, I've got no chance of getting a seal. But things started ticking off really quickly, and I've managed to do it in nearly a day. So that's kind of come full circle.
I feel that.
That's my view on it. It might not be a popular view, and I just want this to be known. I understand and I respect people have a lot of shit going on in their lives, and people are busy and they don't always have time. But I feel and again, I know. Yeah, but you're like an ultimate seal collector. You know how to play these strategies out. You know how to do things, and you've had years of experience with being able to work smarter, not harder, sort of mentality when it comes to this stuff. So, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, I can't. A lot of people say you're not really entitled to opinion because you're going to do it anyway, and you play video games. You play video games for a living stroke lifestyle. And you study, and you actually study video game business management in esports. So sometimes my opinion isn't necessarily as valid as like Joe Blogg's casual player,
Yeah.
But please don't everybody hate me.
You're very knowledgeable. Yeah, and that's the thing. So yeah, I mean, like you were saying, just off the fact of them Bungie giving out stuff, a lot of people don't like that. Where we're gonna make a seal easier. Let people get the grind in. Now, do we think a lot of the as far as the ruffians, they didn't have to do that. That was doing a little bit too much on that one. Just
I think it's literally just. I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
Am I salty that? You're damn fucking right. I'm salty that I don't that I had to do it. Am I gonna stand there and hate on everybody else because they haven't had to? If they wind me up about it, I will. But just don't say anything. Just go do your thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not an important seal. Mm-hmm. I was going to do it regardless of whatever the required amount was for me. It was going to be done. It was going to be done by the time the seal was by the time the time gate was done. So it's not going to make a difference if it was 50 or it was 100 or if it's 1. It would have been done for me. So yeah, sure. If we're talking about a raid seal, I come from a days of Shadow, Blacksmith, and a Riven's Bane. Now, they were real raid titles. You had to have a flawless raid run to get those seals. And I'm still, and many people in the raid community will also agree with me, they should still be a flawless raid, should still be a mandate requirement in all raids to get the seal.
Mm-hmm.
But that, again, this is a guy who has flawless 3-man on every raid, so again, I kind of have to be quiet. But
yeah,
I'll do it. I'll go for flawless regardless. But
hey, you got to, you got to. Sergio, what do you think about this change, man, to the title, man? Do you like it? Do you feel like okay, yeah, man, or do you like? I don't know. I really liked it being the way it was. What do you think?
Well, I think this is like the second time they changed it. I can't remember. I think the first time it
wasn't it the champions?
The champions, right? It went from like 15 to. Actually, I think they just took it away. I don't actually see.
No, yeah, they took it away. They took something, or they just did an autocomplete, didn't they? It was a quest step.
Yeah. So I mean, this isn't like a seal that I wanted personally, but now that it's. I've waited till like the end of the season to actually do something about the seal. This particular one, me, man. I'm like the I'm the PVE game that everyone hates, right? I play Gambit all the time. That's what I do, So.
Oh, don't, man! I got bored the other day and I did a whole Gambit Infamy reset in one evening.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love being the army of one champ. Like that's my favorite thing.
I mean, I'm a times 6 gilded dredgen. Don't.
Yeah, actually, I just got my first gilded. And it was dredgen, so because I'm a returning D2 player, right? So this year has definitely been like the
welcome back.
The most I've been into D2. Yeah. But I mean, I guess the change is really just them looking through data, saying that, hey, man. No one's really running after this seal. Let's be real here,
I mean,
I can't tell you how many scallywags I've actually seen personally.
But would you like me to sign on Destiny now so you can see one?
You go back. I'm going to show you.
I mean, I think they've done this, and honestly, this is actually now how you've just mentioned that has actually made me. Has actually just brought something back into the front of my mind, and it's a very scary. It makes a very scary reading and talking. Destiny's player base currently active at this precise moment in the last week and a half to 2 weeks has been lower than when things were bad at Season of the Dawning, and that was like, I mean, I think we're talking about there's no currently across all platforms 30,000 active players, and that's a horrifying statistic to see.
Yeah,
and I think at one point the daily lowest hit nearly 20,000, and for an
Yeah,
online gaming
and for
service,
me, yeah,
that's
that's
terrifying.
crazy statistics. Yeah, yeah.
That
Mm-hmm.
it's so I feel this was a kind of okay, what could we do here to entice people just to come back just for a final week because they're
Mm-hmm.
going to miss out. They're going to miss out on obviously if for some of the viewers and listeners, I'm not going to divulge the actual what happened, but somebody once again data mined the actual end of season cutscene. It's a fucking doozy. I did watch it, but yeah, but I can hear someone typing it up now. But
Yeah,
the end of
okay,
cutscene
so like
data
the
was data mined.
oh
So
no, did they release that saying what was actually mined?
someone released the cutscene. It's on YouTube, and it's
Oh
real.
no.
So I feel that's kind of ruined a surprise, but you know, if you haven't got like at least a minimum, especially with a game like Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
100,000 players per day playing. You're talking to a guy who had nearly 900 people on my on my PlayStation friends list that I met through Destiny. I now have to start accepting players who play PC through Steam. I cannot do my Bungie friends list because of the amount of carries
Mm-hmm.
that I used to do. And my Bungie friends list, I have to purge, and it's really bad. I have to send people who I've played with, who I know haven't been active for however long. I have to send them DMs to try and find pray that their IDs match on Discord and say, hey, look, kind of had to purge you, but if you do need any raid help, just don't forget to hop in on stream. And then I'll send you like a 5-team invite if you need any, like if you need a raid Sherpa, or if you need or if you want to come for a ride along. Like I have to do it like that now because of crossplay. Bungie's infinite wisdom, they decided that friends lists can be Bungie friends list is we players shouldn't need more than 100 people. Excuse me, are you fucking mad? Like. I know I've started going completely on a tangent on a different conversation topic here, but my point is though, today I didn't even have a full roster page of players, not even associated with Ascendancy online. Dude, there was 4 of us online in Ascendancy all day out of 56. Now we used to have a minimum of 2 or 3 pages online. In my clan,
Yeah,
let alone like I used to have like 8 full pages in my roster. I could always invite someone to do something or do a raid.
Mm-hmm.
And for me to not play for a month, that's shocking. I'm in the top 1,000 Masters rank on Raid Report. I haven't raided in nearly over a month. I think I'm about to be kicked out of the top 1,000. On my placement. Like when I went on my hiatus, I was like 696. I'm now nearly 980. So yeah, I'm like, all it's going to take is someone to get like another 30-40 clears, and that's me out of Masters. So I'm going to have to raid all next week. I'm going to have to get at least 20 or 30 clears. Need to protect my red rank.
You got to.
yeah, I was it's kind of crazy because I ran into like I've never run into like a fellow streamer at the same time I was streaming at the tower, not even in the same party.
Yeah.
That's how small, like that's how much people weren't even playing. That was me and Simply Nix. She's in the chat right now. We were playing the other day, and we are just like, "Whoa, this is a small universe today."
I mean, my guy. I've been looking at Twitch analytics all week as well, because part of my degree I have to study the analytics side of content creation as well as games. Twitch's analytics at the moment have shown there has been a grand total of less than 5,000 Destiny 2 viewers per day.
Yeah.
For the last near month.
Man. Yeah,
whereas you look at League of Legends and their averages are nearly 500,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in a rough spot right now. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it just shows there's a lot of masochists out there. I mean, to watch League of Legends, Jesus.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, boys, time to get into the future of LCREp Blade.
I'm leaving.
So basically what we're seeing is a lot of facelifting and a lot of different things that they're going to be upgrading. So
Unbroken is gone. It is a
yes,
retired seal.
it's definitely gone for sure.
This is a new one. A new
Yep.
seal. A new rank for glory. Well, it's not called glory anymore, is it? So this is basically the new.
It's glorious, ain't it?
Is it glorious?
Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
it's glorious. Yeah,
yes. Okay, so it's a play on glory, I guess. But it's So the new, from what I've read, I'll let you. So just for context, it's now on a tiered system, isn't it?
Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna read us a little bit of things that they're doing right now. So the first things up on the chopping block is they're collapsing the control and clash is going to be a single quick play playlist. That's one of them.
Oh, thank God! Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm kind of cool with that because it make like keeping. It was so bad, like waiting on weekly rotational. Sometimes it's clash, sometimes it's control. Just put them together, mix them the fuck up. Like that makes sense. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They're gonna do that. It's gonna be a single quick play playlist, which is great. They're bringing some of our lesser played game modes into weekly rotators, which is nice. They're introducing a new Crucible seal, of course, which is the glorious title. In Lightfall, we'll be expanding engram focusing to include older weapons and armor sets across Crucible, Iron Banner, and Trials, and more. So they're going to be doing the focused engrams for Shaxx as well. Season 19, Iron Banner gets a new mode and a legacy armor set that veteran guardians should recognize. And basically, it's that knight type of armor set from back in D1. That was the coolest armor set that I really liked from Destiny 1 Iron Banner. So I'm happy for that.
I'm actually. Sorry about this.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I actually have going back to the collector guy. I'm gonna pop back on camera. I'm actually gonna show you. I actually have the
What you
hunter.
got?
Here he is. This armor set.
Whoa, you got it.
Yeah, bud. And my hunter is going to look like that again. So yes.
That's dope, man. Goodness gracious. Nice, nice, nice. See, like I said, man, the collected king in the building. Let's see what we got. So yeah, we got the Iron Banner coming up. They're also updating the matchmaking techniques between skill connection and team sizes to provide better experience in Crucible. That's actually a big plus. Let's see. This starts with quick play, so they're going to start it with quick play and we'll roll out to more playlists over time. We're also tuning quitter suspension parameters for quick play. That's a big plus. We're testing new matchmaking techniques and trials to hopefully provide better experiences to solo and duo fire teams without the need for freelance. So they're going to kind of pretty much do away with freelance and rework it into the regular trials type of deal. That's going to be interesting. Let's see. This will also help us to reassess the flawless pool for Season 20 and beyond. We're bringing more maps to the Crucible over the next year. 2 maps are returning from the earlier years of Destiny 2, and a brand new map is being added during the Lightfall year. Let's see, we're introducing competitive division to act as our ranked Crucible space for players seeking to test their skills. So, Sergio, you first. What do you think about all of these things so far from what they've been saying?
Well, I think for me is that I'm not saying this happens a lot, but I have been penalized quite a bit for Bungie's own error codes when they're having connecting issues, which is kind of outrageous, right? So they have a lot of. I've gotten like, man, I've gotten like a day ban just for like dropping out of a match that I had not intended to drop out. So if they're really toning that down, I mean, honestly, like the codes are being spit out by Bungie. It's not even my internet connection because I have other devices that I'm on at the same time. That's the beauty about PC, right? Because I can be streaming one monitor, I got someone else's stream on another, I got someone else tab. Everything is good except for Destiny just bombs out sometimes, right? And then I get penalized for that stuff. So that, if they are working on fixing that, great, because I mean that, you know, it's awfully annoying just to be penalized for something that's like you know, that almost not your fault, right? But you know, the matchmaking stuff, right? You know, because I've run into many lobbies where we don't have full lobbies. So if they're working on doing kind of fixing or kind of improving like accurate matchmaking, then that, I mean, that's great, right? We all want fair matches, right? Um, so I mean, for the ranked play stuff, I think that stuff is pretty awesome. So
I agree with you, man. You know, I'm definitely for it, man. Can't wait to see what they do. Let's see. Also, my man's Rev, what you thinking about this, man? Do you love what they're doing so far from what they've been saying? Talk to me.
I'm okay. All right. Let's be honest here. I stopped caring or wanting anything to do with PvP when they took away my Not Forgotten and Dust Rock Blues, and I really dislike this airborne effectiveness. I really feel that needs to be scrapped. Just saying, Bungie, do the right fucking thing. Let me be a slide shotgun ape again, please. Thank you, love you. But no. Second of all, the changes sound amazing. My concerns with regards to the matchmaking. Look, let's call out the elephant in the room here. Until you can 100% ban recovery work, you will never ever balance matchmaking, because you could. What will happen is if someone runs someone else's 0.5 KD account in comp and starts going all the way to legend in glory, their KD all of a sudden they will start owning and completely puts them in lower or higher tier pools, meaning then these people will then come along and go, well, why am I being fucking shit on? Because your mate did a recovery and your mate is now, you're part of his skill-based matchmaking, you're now going to be put against some ultra sweaty dudes. That because of that. And the problem is, that's my concern. Account recovery it happens in every game. You can't not evade it. How they're gonna? I mean, with Bungie cracking down with BattlEye, I feel that things have become a far sight easier. And the problem is with the matchmaking as well. You know, with the whole flawless pool and non-flawless pool, people have managed to work around manipulating that, because what they do is they then farm like the rank resets to get all the engrams and packages they're on a 6-win, and then they reset the card so they forever stay in the non-flawless pool, which means that they don't have to deal with other uber sweaties. The new rank system for Glorious sounds finally well needed. Again, though, this is right. Let's go to the maps. Let's talk about maps for a second. One new map, 2 old maps. Really? Come on, like, just stop. Just, if you're gonna do something, I know it makes life easier reprieving 2 old maps, and they're early year Destiny 2 maps, which means they were bad. Because they were never great. That's why they were taking out. Are they going to release on launch? No. I guarantee you that'll be 1 map per season. because there's free. They said free maps, and the brand new map will not be around on launch, same as it won't be on same as it wasn't on launch of Witch Queen. What was it? Second season? What season are we now? Third. Yeah, so it was second season, wasn't it? So I'm assuming the new Iron Banner game mode will be when this map arrives.
Yeah.
Because that
Usually.
I reckon it. I honestly I can see Rift be not Rift, the one that we've got at the moment. I can't remember what the name of it's called, but it's actually a really good game mode. Will be in the first season of Lightfall.
Mm-hmm.
I know I sound completely negative here. I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm a PvE main, but it does look like that first season that of Lightfall, as soon as I've got the day one out of the way with the raid, I will probably be going back to become a PvP sweat just to get the seal, and then I'm never fucking touching PvP again. I promise. Until basically until they do this again. So, but I mean, it's nice. Do you know what I've learned actually the last week of playing the last few days playing Iron Banner? I don't actually mind PvP. I resented. I honestly, the last year and a half, 2 years, I've resented even so much as touching it, and I've done everything I can to avoid touching it. Mm-hmm. This last week, I've actually just had spamming Iron Banner games. I've kind of enjoyed it, and I was solo queuing in comp the other day, and I didn't mind. I turned up in comp eventually, but and it's just and because since I moved to PC, I just didn't want to play PvP. Mm-hmm. But I think that was because I just couldn't see anything. Everything was moving so goddamn fast. I was like, how am I being? Right, all of a sudden he was in front of me, but then he's behind me. But now my reaction times are starting to pick up again. And now that I've learned mouse and keyboard, I hope it's fun. I just hope this appeals, and I hope things do become fair with the punishment side. I feel stricter punishments need to happen. I feel Battle Line needs to kick in.
Facts.
I feel Battle Line needs to kick in game immediately, and I know that's a vast amount of money to learn to create this. But if Battle Line can detect connection, like a lack of connection integrity in match, that just automatically removes them and says no. Come back and play when your connection's better. I feel this needs to be done. Or you put everybody with terrible connections match made with people with terrible connections. I don't see why I, at 350 meg LAN, should have to suffer rubber banders running around where I can't. Like, honestly, there's I've got some clips from Twitch today towards the end of the stream. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, I was killing people and he wasn't even in front of me. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, that needs to be an issue. I know then people are going to go on the Facebook communities and be like, why am I being punished because I have a bad internet? It's not my fault. No, so but why do we have to suffer for you, dude? It's one of these things. So I'm not saying ban them or accuse them of cheating or lag switching or rubber banding, but maybe BattleEye does need to kick in and have a connection protection status. I don't know. Maybe even actually have a minimum requirement when you boot up Destiny 2, no matter what, if you're on console or if you're on PC, then you have to have a minimum 20 meg verified connection speed up and down at that specific time of starting the game for you to be actually able to actually play the video game itself. And the moment that your connection speed drops below that, it das boot until it actually does another speed check on you.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
It's controversial, but at the end of the day, it's 2022. It's not 2018 anymore.
Right.
Sorry, if you're running at like 3 meg, you shouldn't even be playing online games.
Get your connection fixed, guys.
You really need to. Well, I don't know what I meant to say, or do something that's not going to upset somebody. It's just an honest view That's my opinion, and I just feel it'd make life easier for everybody if everybody actually had a solid connection requirement.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't meet that criteria, then sorry, no play. And then it's like, well, I paid this much money for the game. I went, yes, but it's an online server-based service game, so you're going to have to pay for good internet.
You got to get that good internet, guys. No
Exactly.
lag switching and all that nonsense. You know how it is. Yeah, for sure. So moving on. So apparently, they want to try to do a little bit more, and they want their players. They want to meet their player experience goals moving forward. So for Casual Crucible, and they make kind of like metaphors with these type of little things, the little things that they put in there. So it says for Casual Crucible, quick play rotators labs. Find a fair game, make friends, and stay as long as you're having fun. Real life comparison, pickup games at the gym. Okay, I like that. For Iron Banner, this is what they want to do. So week-long celebration of PvP in Destiny that draws in everyone. Real life comparison, exhibition, play at a block party. Okay. Trials, prove your skill and build against worthy rivals. Real life comparison, high stakes, pro AM tournaments. Rank play, fair matches, measure yourself, growth. You can see and feel. Stakes are always high. Real life comparison, local recreational leagues. And private match, make the game you want to play with your friends and stay as long as you're having fun. Real life comparison, game night with friends. So that's pretty good. So just from that little bit, what did you make of it? Do you like what they're trying to do when it comes to really bringing back their player experience goals? We really haven't had these type of feels in a minute since they changed PvP with the what is the loose skill-based matchmaking type thing, and a lot of things that has happened in previous season. With them trying to do this, do you think this is a good play, Rev, so far?
Okay, so for me, from reading this, I really like how they're trying to generalize the actual like sections and departments. And to be honest, reading their kind of real life comparison, what they're saying about Trials of Osiris, high stakes pro-am tournaments, it seems like they're trying to say it without saying it, that they want Trials to become into the esports genre.
That's what I was
thinking.
Destiny,
that literally just stinks of the word esports without them saying it. I say that while wearing Staffordshire University esports hoodie on, obviously, as it's the degree that I'm doing, and that's literally what that's exactly what it's saying to me, because there is. And in all esports games, such as like Overwatch, CS:GO, Valorant, there are all these different types of play modes. You have like casual Crucible, so you've got your standard, you got standard play. Iron Banner, then it's like obviously a weekly kind of scrimmage, kind of like fun block party. And then obviously you do have like the pro circuit matches, and then rank play. You always have a ranked system which matches pretty much what that tiered division that they're now doing with the Glorious Seal, and then obviously private matches for scrims and stuff, and practice nights and game nights with friends. So basically that what they've tried to do here is say we're trying to make it more function as an esports. However, what Destiny has that a lot, and I forgot to mention one other big esports kind of game, which is Apex. What My other issue, the movement speeds and a lot of, and even things like Rainbow Six Siege and things like that, a lot of it with it being skill based, you take away those kind of skill based when you're playing safe in these kind of things where you're reliant on abilities and supers and your charge melees. And yes, I understand there are kind of ults and different abilities in like Apex and stuff and Valorant, but maybe not to the necessary, not when, not as an actual strategy that you're waiting to charge up your melee to get a group kill off. If that makes sense, and that's the unique thing about Destiny. I mean, your universe saving space zombies at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Like you're overpowered space with Warlock Master Race here, but like you're an overpowered space wizard if you're a Warlock, because Warlock OP. But that I'm really excited for it to. Who knows? It could work. This could pay off. But again, no, they're going to have to balance the matchmaking, because if the matchmaking doesn't balance, and then also the metas don't. If the metas don't balance and it's ability spam, then you're gonna have a fucking bad time. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, for sure. So, Sergio, what you thinking, man, to this whole thing? Do you think this is a good step in the right direction, based off of what we know Crucible to be like right now?
Broken.
Yeah, I think overall, right, because like they add like real life comparisons, right? It's like, I mean, honestly, if you really kind of take a look at, a view of the Destiny community on Twitter, man, you have people that are like super engaging. They'll be your Sherpa any day, and they'll carry you and do whatever you ask them to. But then you have other people that are just like,
hop in my backpack,
man,
Chief.
Destiny
I got you.
sucks. Right, exactly, right. Yeah, so it's just like I just think the idea, especially what we said earlier, we're at least trying to come together, which would be nice, right? If we could like I'm not gonna say I'm really good at Gambit, but I have like I think my KD in Gambit is like a little over 10, right? But I get like stupid hate messages. It's just I don't turn them off because I find them entertaining and then I report them. But it just like there's a level of like engagement that is there, but it's like so small because you have like a group of like Destiny 2 players that that you can just like vibe with and like have a good time with, but then you have like this like shrouded cloud of just shit talkers that are just everywhere. So
bro, I remember back in the day, I think we went on a 50 win streak in Gambit. It was disgusting.
That's crazy.
We used to use the old we created this thing and it was a pattern. It was like the TXO laser strat. So one person ran Wave Splitter, one person ran Divinity, one ran a Solar one, and then someone ran 1K. You just insta-melt the boss. The Primeval had no chance. It was just 3 second dead.
Oh man, don't get me started on my my whole Gambit rant that Gambit needs love.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Gambit just needs a new fucking map. But let's not go back into Gambit. Hang on, we will. Sergio, we will have a chat about Gambit later on.
We will do that for sure.
Because all I'm gonna say is regarding PvP. I've said this a few times. I think Destiny and. Again, but looking at these changes now, I feel this is a step forward because I've said openly on my stream quite a lot of times. Obviously, with being a PvE main, I've and obviously the unfortunate quagmire that PvP has been in for almost 2 years. When you took away my Not Forgotten and Dust Rock Blues, but we're not upset about that, honest. I feel I was ready to just say, look. Stop wasting resources and just take PvP out of the game, and just Destiny would thrive better as a PvE soul-focused game. The developers would have more time to focus on the story concepts. We'd have better expansions and things like that. But it seems like they dug their feet in really hard. But I also feel these improvements would not have happened had it not been for the takeover by PlayStation. Or sorry, the purchase by PlayStation. You've now got an array of nearly 15 to 25 Sony studios at the helm of being like, we're a little bit on demand to fix this sandbox. Funny you mention that, Bungie. We actually have just acquired a PvP studio out of Canada that specializes in PvP and sandboxes. Let us introduce you. Maybe they could work on this for you. I mean, this is a guy who actually studies who actually focuses on acquisition. I get not as part of my degree, but as someone who I really enjoy looking at what companies have acquired in terms of developer acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it all just kind of seemed fitting. Really, I can't remember the name of what the studio is called now, and I was talking about it less than 2 months ago. But the acquisition that was made by Sony, which was a PvP sandbox specialized developer out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just like and as well at the same time with the acquisition money, I was like, this all just seems really. It all just kind of interconnects very well, and especially now that obviously Bungie have that other game coming out called Matter, which has always been rumored to be an open world PvP game. You know, it all kind of fits together. So, yeah, you know, just small little intricacies that goes around in my little head.
For sure. Yeah, man, definitely. You know, I definitely agree, man. You know, it's just, I mean, I love, as much as I love PvP, I love all of it. I play all of it, PvP, PvE. You know, I've always felt like, for me, I've always felt like, I said, man, it would be kind of cool if, you know, PvP got into the esports scene a little bit. You know, I thought it would be cool. You know, test your metal and stuff like that. You know, give other esport games a run for their money. I think it would be pretty cool. You know, some people think it's bad. You know,
unfortunately, when they first did the Destiny 2 showcase, they actually even used the word esports during it when it was because they got rid of 6v6 matchmaking, and the actual TT didn't help that all weapons were double primaries. When Destiny first came out, energy weapons were just basically in any slot that they wanted to be in, and they were just primary weapons. You were running a scout rifle and an auto rifle, for God's sake. But, you know, and that was their intention, where everything was 4v4. Their intention was like, Destiny 2 is going to be an esport. No, Chief, it's not. Again, it's the ability, the issue, and the issue with it was ability. Like as in ability usage. So, and that time to kill was just ridiculous as well. Jesus Christ! You stood there just pumping like 2 clips of auto rifle into somebody before they die, and you're like, oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's, you know, it could be either. It's not. It wasn't supposed to be that way, you know. But I mean, could they, you know, take it to the next level? I mean, they could. They're gonna.
This looks like they want to do that.
Yeah.
For me, this is from this reading. It looks like they want to do that, and it'll be exciting if they can pull it off.
Yeah, they can. I would love for them to have a spectator mode too. You know, at least I think that'll be pretty cool if you could do that. You know,
Kill cam.
I would love for them to do a little bit more of that. You know, that would kind of add more to the sauce of it, so that they can really do the whole thing. But it does look like, especially with the ladder system, everything that they was talking about. You know, so I you know, it seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. You know, going forward, seeing how they do it though. All right, so they go into a couple of tropes with the things what they're going to do for season 19 when it comes to Crucible. They definitely want to do the quick play 6v6. This is now a playlist for both class control. We know that. Uses loose skill-based matchmaking, which we have tuned for season 18. Let's see, weekly rotated 6v6. So they want to rotate the weekly between Momentum Control, Mayhem's Team Scorch, Rift, and Rumble. Use purely connection-based matchmaking. Let's see, competitive. Let's see, competitive division, freelance, 3v3. This is now a playlist randomly, picking survival, rift, and showdown. These modes showcase a variety of play styles designed to show how good you really are. So they're going to be doing that. Use a new skill-based matchmaking setting built using concepts we developed for loose skill-based matchmaking tuning. But I guess they tighten it to match you more closely against opponents of your skill. I think that's pretty good right there for sure. Let's see. Crucible Labs during season 19. Labs is showcasing 3v3 Rift with asymmetric maps. So asymmetric, I guess they want kind of a closer type of maps for it going forward. Labs has a stacking plus 25 reputation booster. Crucible Labs uses CBM, which is the code word for the competitive division, the connection-based matchmaking type deal. For those of you who don't know what it is, let's see, private matches. Of course, they're going to stay the same. Let's see here. So the Crucible screen. So basically, they're going to show us what the Crucible screen looks like. Yeah, and this is what the Crucible screen looks like going forward for season 19. That's how it's going to look. That being said, pretty interesting. It kind of reduces other things.
It looks cleaner.
It does. It definitely does. You know. So let's see. So they talked a little bit more about the population, and in this chart, you definitely can see like the population of how the play times of the average population and the play times is. If you guys want to take a look at that, you know, going forward, especially it's in the 12th, for you guys to check it out and see what's up. And let's see. Key takeaways that they got is to not to surprise the champions of both number of daily and weekly players and playtime per player are Iron Banner, Control, and Trials. So they just talked a little bit more about what you just saw at the top. So we want to get on to the nitty gritty. So Crucible rewards, of course, as we know, the glorious seal. Look how fresh and clean that seal look. So that's the new title that we're all going to be trying to chase for going forward now in season 19. So Shax, he's definitely going to have focusing engrams this time around. So he's going to be doing this where you can focus. You have Crucible engrams that may be open individually by players directly on Shax. Crucible gear focusing, you can focus the Crucible engram directly into either Crucible armor or Crucible weapons. Crucible gear focusing calls for season 19. So 1 Crucible engram, 10,000 glimmer, 50 legendary shards. Crucible engrams do not need to be claimed in order to be spent on focusing. So these are the weapons that you'll definitely see in those engrams: the Started Shadow, the Keening, Frozen Orbit, Survivor's Epitaph, Saw's Verse, Crisis Inverted, Riptide, Out of Bounds, and new Crucible weapons as well. So for all of you, this is what he's going to be looking like going forward. So you'll get the chance to see that, where you can focus and get your stuff on what you actually want to have. So keep an eye on that.
That's much better.
Much better, right? So much better. So that's going to be happening. like they were saying, similar to how Gambits and all those other ones going forward. Let's see here. So it looks like Iron Banner Fortress, guys. Back in Season of the Haunted, Saladin reestablished the Iron Banner as the twice a season PvP celebration for everyone. Guardians for all are wear their flame Iron Banner armor and compete for the love of competition. Since then, we have brought Rift into Destiny 2 and introduced our first new mode since Team Scorch, Iron Banner Eruption. We want to continue the tradition of introducing unique spins on existing modes. For Season 19, let us introduce Iron Banner Fortress. In Iron Banner Fortress, the core gameplay is capturing and holding zones. If that sounds like zone control to you, you'd be right. The real fun begins when Kaido gets involved. But we'll leave some of this to you to experience firsthand when Iron Banner Fortress launches. And as you can see, look at what we're going to have to deal with. Turrets. That's pretty cool. Let's see. So, and as you know, we're going to have the great look coming back. We love this look back in Destiny 1. I love this armor set. It was solid. And man, I'm glad they brought it back. So if you never got a chance to get this set, be prepared, get hyped, because it's coming back Season 19, guys. Okay, so they talked a little bit about fireteam-based matchmaking. For sure, they wanted matchmaking parameters. The site miner was, they said for fireteam-based matchmaking at a high concept. A fireteam-based matchmaking means that your fireteam's makeup should match your opponent's, which is solid. And they go into a little bit details with that. If you have smaller, they're gonna try to match you with smaller. If you got bigger, they're gonna match you with bigger type deal. For those of you guys, improving connection at the high end. Over the last season, we've noticed we monitored and adjusted loose space skill-based matchmaking settings that were applied to quick play. While we're seeing better matches for many players, we're also seeing issues with player connections when getting into higher skill bands. So to address this, we are planning to roll out a second new matchmaking feature. Yes, our programmers and tech designers have been busy, called dynamic skill ranges. At a high level, this feature increases the skill window our system looks for when matchmaking. If you are in the low population skill bracket or during a particular low population step. So basically they're talking about like late at night, people like to get on Crucible, stuff like that. I myself, when I get off work, I like to play a couple games before I go to bed. So this is actually really good, where they'll pretty much match you quicker with people faster than it would right now, because sometimes it gets a little bit. You'll wait sometimes because they're trying to get to somebody, and then here comes the connection issues and all that other stuff. But this is actually pretty good for those of you guys. So it just goes in talking about this skill, the dynamic skill ranges, which is pretty good. Let's see, quitter suspension. See, they rolled out the competitive quitter penalty to the quick play to help ensure that skill brackets were getting fair and complete matches. Through it was done as an emergency measure. We eventually made it so that quick play had its own quitter tracking system and did not share the one we use with competitive trials. For Season 19, we made the following changes. So they lowered the amount of the suspension time handed out for serial quitting. In the quick play players, they added the amount of time remaining to all suspension messages and made the messages trigger when clicking on the note. If you want to know how much time you have left before you can play again, the information is now available. So as we continue to roll out both, so they're going to continue to keep checking this for sure. So overall, for right now, what do you guys think of this so far? So what would you read? What you think about all these changes?
I mean, they're all good for the what is it of what's the word I'm looking for? Progression of life of PvP. I I
Mm-hmm.
I see that they're going in a step in the right direction, and
Absolutely.
it makes a lot of gameplay easier. And I I'm I'm running out. I'm running out of things to agree and talk about with PvP.
I
Like it,
understand.
yeah. They're moving forward, and I definitely feel like all the refreshes are really warranted. I just really hope they do all these new forms of matchmaking work
Mm-hmm.
out. That
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty good changes that they're doing. And I definitely see they're trying to take the right approach. Um, we're trying to get these changes and get these things to the point where they're solid. So I'm happy. I'm happy with all the changes, and everything. I just want to see how it is all play out when we actually do play it. So that being said, Sergio, what you thinking about all of this, man? You liking all this stuff?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway, right, is that this has been like probably one of the best TWABs in a while, you know, or at least the most pleasing to the community, in my opinion, in a while.
The PvP
So,
community.
yeah, the PvP community is a little, a little sweaty. So, but I think overall, I mean, I think I agree with almost, I mean, the most of it. I'm not a big PvP person, but I do when I do play, I have run into light suspensions, just depending on what's going on my own setup, and I mean, yeah, I think it's a good change. I'm not a big trials person, but if the community likes it, I like it. So
I feel a lot of the changes are good for even PvE players, and I just feel as a whole it'll encourage. I know a lot of casual players are terrified of going into Crucible right now, and even like I said earlier, myself I'd rather shit in my hands and clap than go into Crucible, but these feel like it feels like it used to be, where it used to be like, yeah, let's play a bit of everything again,
Yeah,
and it's great if it works. But
exactly.
that for me is the
If it works, that's
if
the
it
key.
works. If it works, I'm hyped. If it don't,
We're gonna be back
back
to
to
the drawing
farming.
board again.
No, back to farming 50 raids a day and not sleeping.
Yeah, I definitely. I hope this definitely works. Going forward for sure. Because it's definitely time. It's time for PvP to get the facelift it needs and the reworks and works so that way the community can be happy because they've been waiting a long time for a lot of these changes.
This is definitely the most positive PvP orientated one I've had. Sure.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I'm happy to see it for sure. I'm definitely happy to see this. Uh, you know, and for somebody like myself who plays both PvP and PvE, I'm glad for this change. And I would love to see how it all moves forward. So, Trials of Osiris, you know, while season 19 has much of its focus on general PvP, matchmaking, and introduction to competitive division, we do have some upkeep planned for Trials of Osiris. For starters, we're following tradition with 2 new weapon rewards for players to hunt for, of course. Whether you are hungry for a base model or the fabled adept variant, we have two We have a new machine gun and a 140 hand cannon to grab. Nice. Let's see. And also, they talked about the fire team based matchmaking type thing that they're going to be adding to there, and of course, they're going to give 2 new maps as well to add to us, like they was talking about. So we're going to get down to the competitive division. So the goals for the competitive division is basically all players can find a variety of balanced matches and feel competitive. A player's PvP division is a core part of their Guardian identity. Maintain places in the ecosystem to not engage in ranked play, but still have decently balanced matches, or to not engage in skill-based matchmaking at all. So, what is the competitive division? So, as you guys can see, you can see this the ranked little system right here. So, the first one is copper, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, adept, and ascendant, which is pretty nice.
See, that to me says esports.
Yeah,
right
for sure.
there. That's a doozy of a ladder climb. Because I tell you now,
Yeah,
copper, bronze, and silver, that'll be a cakewalk. When you start touching gold and platinum, your cheek's gonna hurt. Because I tell you now, ascendant, this seal. If you have to reach a complete ascendant to get this seal, if they're gonna go down the route that I think they're gonna go down, ascendant is gonna be a world top 500 place. You will not. I don't think many people are gonna see ascendant. I don't think many people are gonna see this. Are actually gonna be able to obtain the seal.
Unless you're Frostbolt or Astrocross of them guys.
I mean, there are far sweatier PvP console players that I know out there, but and some of them will be tilted because it will just be the same 500 people just mincing around with each other. And trust me, that's one tango I will not be involving myself in. Well, actually, I'm gonna have to if I want this seal. I'm gonna have to properly. So I'm gonna probably have to put at least 1,000 to 2,000 hours back into PvP. That's what this rank system and seal is saying to me. Or I'm just gonna have to wait till everyone stops playing Destiny for a while and just sweat my way up to there.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting with the whole rank deal. Them want to take this a little bit to the next level, and it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Did they say you have to guild this Did they say anything about guilding?
They didn't say anything about guilding, but they did say, let's see. So this is a high-level explanation of how things work. So at the start of the season, you will begin with a placing series, during which you will not gain any division rating for the first 7 games. After the 7th game, you complete the placement series and are placed into a division based on skill. For the first season, the highest you can be placed is Gold 3. So Gold 3 is the highest we can go for the first season. So season 19, we only can go up to Gold 3. Okay.
Oh, okay, right. So from what I'm seeing here, let's look at as you earn and lose division, because I'm trying to figure out how the seal's going to work, and I don't know. I don't think you have to be an ascendant to earn the seal.
No, you don't.
Can get. I have a feeling everyone can get the seal.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not going to be like Unbroken where you have to hit legend.
It says
in small quest that will demonstrate the competitive division system and unlock a reward link.
It's interesting how they have it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, right? They're gonna make us work for this for sure.
Right, match outcome whether you win or lose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, best match performance, how well you perform. Okay.
Yep, match outcome. Yep. And player to lobby skill
The division
delta, how your
estimation.
skill
You
compares
always right. Okay.
as you earn and lose division rating if you gain enough rating to move up between subdivisions. From gold tier to gold 1, you automatically enter the next subdivision. Same goes for moving down subdivisions. If you gain enough rating to move up to division from gold 1 to platinum 3, you enter a promotional series where you must win 2 out of 3 games to be promoted to the next division. Similarly, if you lose enough rating to move down a division from gold 3 to silver 1, you enter a relegation series where you must win 2 out of 3 games to remain in your current division. Upon reaching gold or higher, your division rating is subject to decay on a weekly basis. You will lose division rating if you haven't played enough matches recently. So you got to at least go in there and play, throughout the week, basically. If you go cold turkey, you're going to lose some of your rating.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, if that's not going to matter too much, because with comp, people either love it or hate it, and like you still have depreciation now if you don't play and your comp rank does go down, or you don't. You have a stat penalty. Like you get a bonus 120 points if you played every week. Like each reset, you'll get a bonus 120 added as long as you played at least 3 games. So, but I understand like they're trying to they actually want an official ranking system in the game. So again, signs pointing towards an attempt at potentially making this an esport, and this seems like something like Sony has kind of drafted up with. But it's good. It's cool, and obviously, again, no. But this boils down to how is this going to affect the seal?
Right.
I really don't want to have to be main in PvP. Seal, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I kind of had to when I wanted. All right, cool. I know. Well, I'm gonna have to look at the.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I need to have a look at the photo again. It's good, but it's gonna be. Everything that I see points towards positive signs to PvP. They finally hit a little something for everybody.
Yeah. Yep. And for hardcore, they can pretty much be hardcore by doing this, introducing this ladder system.
Yep, that's it.
So, I mean, it's something for everybody, that's pretty good going forward. And so that's pretty much how that's going to pretty much go. Of course, they're going to, buff up the percentage of the rewards. My only thing is with they're going to have to get some type of incentive rewards, especially going through all of this. The reward's going to have to come. And some people I've seen in the community kept on bringing back to the pinnacle type weapons or something, exclusive or adapt weapons, something, I mean, I wouldn't mind them doing at least a adapt weapon or something like that. Oh, hey, look, we give you a depth weapon for doing something if you can reach a certain level and maintain, or just a certain.
I reckon maybe to guild it, you'll probably have to hit Ascendant.
That's probably true. You probably at least try to get this.
That's like to be a gilded. To be a gilded, glorious gilded or gilded glorious. I was
Yeah.
trying to find out which one would sounded better than, but still, it's almost 10 to 6 in the morning for me. Brain power starting to dip.
And it seemed like the Crucible ranks reputation stacks depending on your division.
Yeah.
You know. So it's definitely interesting for sure, man. For sure. And of course, people's favorite hand cannons returning. The Rose.
It's not my favorite.
Yeah, the RPM, it's going to act like a 50, I guess a 150, as well. But
that's kind of, I to be honest, if it's a 140 that plays like a 150, I will be happy because that will then feel like a Luna's Howl.
Yep, that's basically what they said it's going to do. So it says a hybrid fires like a 140 PM hand cannon, but allows you to move like a 115 RPM. And has stats
that makes me happy. Mm-hmm. I probably will use it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. When you complete your competitive vision into intro quest, once per character, you get a drop with the perk selection roles. Okay, so there's a quest for the competitive division, and if you beat that, you'll get one to roll out for you. That's cool, and one per character, so you pretty much can farm 3 characters if you wanted to grab them and see which world you got. That's pretty nice. Let's see. We are done here. Post-life, we are expecting to get further cosmetic rewards for competitive division. Okay. I do want to ask you, Sergio, what'd you think of this, man, so far? Going through all this. What'd you think of it, man? Sergio.
So as far as like the PvP stuff, I mean, I'm not a big PvP guy at all, but
I seen those moves you've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't make it past bronze. I'll tell you that. I'm just not I don't know. I mean, maybe. I think controller players have a really unfair advantage with their aim assist, right? So sometimes it gets a little frustrating. But yeah. I mean, I did say did kind of commit on stream the other day that I was going to try to be kind of more in PvP next season. So. With all these like shiny new additions, it might make it a little more interesting and fun with everything. And then Lightfall, and yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I think it's good for the community. So I think I'll be more inclined to give it a whirl if things actually look like they're heading in the right direction, or at least working.
Yeah,
fix the broken, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think
you can come and play me and watch me shout at things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down. I'm always down to support. I love it.
For sure. Like, it's I think they did a pretty good job with ironing out a lot of things and addressing the big elephant in the room that a lot of the PvP community have been wanting to see going forward. And it seems like a lot of good things is to come in PvP. So, hey, I'm looking forward to testing things out and seeing how it is. Hoping everything is good for PvP, and I hope. If this works, this is going to be a really big step in the right direction for all of my PvP guys, because I know all of you guys, y'all been looking for this, man. Y'all been wanting to have this, and now you guys can finally bask in the sun, So, salute to that. There's still a lot of work that'll be done, but this right here is telling me, okay, they're finally, really listening and trying to iron things out for the PvP gang. So I'm loving it. I'm definitely loving it. And I can't wait to see what they do going forward. But that being said, well, we have finally made it to the end. So I definitely want to give that a round of applause because we finally did it. And salute to everybody. So appreciate you guys. You definitely deserve the flowers for sure. So we made it to the end, and also what we always like to do, Rev, is we always have a special segment at the end called "The Floor Is Yours." So basically, what we do is you tell us where they can find you and what you're going to be doing, what you got planned. So that being said, sir, the floor is yours.
Everybody, thank you first of all, I want to say thank you so much for inviting me onto the show. It was amazing, even the show started at 3 a.m. for me in the UK, and a day playing Iron Banner, so that was interesting. I'd very much, if I ever get invited on the show again, could we maybe do an earlier one? That'd be fun. And then it might not be 6 a.m. when I go to bed. Everybody, thank you for. I also want to say thank you to your viewers as well for listening to me drone on for nearly 2 hours, just talking random crap and video games. You can follow me on Twitch at my name's the Rev, and also I will be soon to be launching I've just launched my YouTube channel called the Rev's Plays, which will be doing it's basically a tutorial to endgame, but harder endgame content. So if you want to start to become a bit more sweaty, doing solo dungeons, learning how to do a raid as a 3-man rather than 6, me and a couple of buds who are going to be recording trios, and then we'll be showcasing how to do the strategies of a 3-man version of a raid from each different angle. So then the 3 of you, with you and 2 of your friends, can actually see one of you then say, all right, I'll take that role, study how we do it, and then obviously we'll be your coach throughout the videos so that you kind of understand how we do it, and then asking any questions. Obviously, I'll mention comments. Over the next week, I will be streaming Destiny. I'm back on Destiny 2 streaming now. My hiatus and my time with Grounded is up, but not necessarily completely. I think 1 day a week on the weekend, I will be doing Grounded streams, because Grounded's awesome. And awesome. Who doesn't else like to pretend it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in the 90s in the backyard?
Facts.
Fighting off fire ants. I will be doing bounty preps. I'll be talking loadouts and setups, and I will be going for top 100 day 1 dungeon clear. Hopefully, I can get a top 100 clear on the dungeon, because I want a number in front of my clear day 1 rank on dungeon report instead of just day 1. And then also once we get the clear, hopefully we can clear the dungeon within the first hour. Then I will be spending my whole night in that dungeon, going for day 1 solo flawless on that dungeon.
Hey.
And then I will be doing dungeon carries all week in the dungeon once I've got my solo flawless done on stream. So I'll be spending probably about 20 hours in that dungeon on day 1, just running it solo, dying, going back to orbit, fucking dying, going back to orbit, fucking dying, going back to orbit, crying, and doing all that nonsense. Until I get it done. So there'll be a lot of sneak on drinks. Any of you as well. I'm also affiliated with Secret Labs chairs, which are without a doubt the best gaming chairs on the market. So if any of you want to upgrade and you actually like to look at my chair, there is actually a link on my Twitch. Again, that's my name's Rev, and thank you for having me. And I hope we can do this again soon. This sounds a lot of fun. Maybe in the build up to Lightfall, we can.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I plan on having a super panel before Lightfall. We're gonna have a lot of people on. I'm gonna try to get Ash, Raven, Save the Blade. A lot of the guys that have came on, Sammy. We all just gonna be talking a lot of theories and a lot of what we're excited for. It's gonna be kind of like
there's been a few leaked images already that I can talk to you about.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a big show, man.
One of these motherfuckers has wings. Then the room looks terrifying.
Oh my god!
I think it's second encounter, but we'll see. First boss.
Man, I can't wait. I'm excited, man. I really am excited for it. I can't wait for the whole thing, the whole cyberpunk-esque look, aesthetic. just to jump in the
Bro,
city.
like well, I mean, in February as well, I'll be able to showcase the new collector's edition. I can do an unboxing on the show as well for you if you want.
Hey man, that'd be awesome, man. If you did that,
Yeah,
that'd be
well,
cool.
I'll do 2 unboxings. I'll do one on my Twitch and then I'll come on. I'll just have it on display.
Hey, we got to see it. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do appreciate all of you guys for joining us. Thank you, chat, for holding us down like we do, man, and listen to the discussions. We had a blast. It was a great time. Reverend, you're solid guy, and you're gonna be on next time for sure. So,
no worries. Also, if any of you, sorry, I just didn't say if any of you do swing by my stream, and you guys need any help with raids or any form of you want to get some practice in, you want to come and do some dungeon runs, you want to even come and sit and say, hey, I want to learn how to solo a dungeon. Have you got time? Yeah, dude, cool. Come sit in with me. I'll show you how I do it, and then you can. I'll just stand in the back and I'll just floss all day, and then you can just have a dungeon, and we can do things. It's fine. I've solo flawless every dungeon, so we can go and have some fun. We can do some Destiny stuff. I'm always down to help the friendos. Anything, like I have nearly 600 Sherpas on all raids on Destiny 2, 1,666 raid clears, or something like that currently, and they're all full clears. I don't do boss checkpoints. So, yeah, come hit me up. We will be doing fortunately my old speedrun team, where we used to do between 16 to 18 minute full DSC runs. We used to be like heavy speed runners, so we used to do like 25 to 30 clears a day on Deepstone. So Deepstone's coming back next season, so we will be speed running those red border weapons. So yeah, hopefully I'll be doing like another 250. I'll finally hit 1,000 Deepstone crypt clears. I'm at 736. I'm at 736 at the moment, and it's kind of edging me. So fortunately, though, at least I'll finally hit the 1,000 next season. So happy days.
Oh yeah, awesome.
So yeah, thank you, everybody, for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. And Sergio, where can we find you, my main man? What you got going on? Sergio, you still
on mute, bro?
Well, man, I just said like 2 paragraphs, and I gotta repeat it. Yeah. So you can usually find me on Twitter at Agent Chavez _ and Twitch Agent Chavez _ and really right now it's just balancing time between trying to play God of War, trying to play Pokemon, and trying to play Destiny.
I missed my PS5. So
I know. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Horizon's a great game. You should play it sometime.
Get out.
The second
one. I'll wait until next year until it comes a PC.
For sure.
I guess.
Yeah. And of course, you guys can always know your guy, the main man, P. Carlo Gaming here. You always can find me on Twitter, P. Carlo Gaming 2, and you also can find me here on the Twitch channel. I'm always doing my thing, posting motivational things. You can always catch up with me and let me know who you would love to have on the show the next time around. That being said, I'm going to send you guys over to Mr. Arc Storm 2, which I will definitely be on his show at some point in January. So I definitely keep you guys up to date. But thank you guys.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on there January 3rd.
Really?
So,
me too.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Wait, where you been on?
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Look, co-streaming another show.
It's gonna be awesome.
Should all 3 of us just go and take it over? Like, no,
yeah, I think we should just go take over. Yeah.
Be like, hey,
I'm just some British guy. Leave me alone. Don't worry about it. I just came along with the group. It seemed like a fun time. I heard there was grilled cheese sandwiches.
For sure. But I appreciate all you guys and all you guys in the chat. But definitely for those of you guys who are who love to listen to the audio on the go, I'll definitely make sure I upload this episode so that way you guys can listen to the audio. And for those who want to catch the show live again, I will try to do a whole premiere on my YouTube channel. So I'll definitely give you that. It'll usually premiere on Sunday, so definitely take a look out for that, guys. So that way you can rewatch all the lovely conversation we've had today. So that being said, I hope everybody get in the iron better, bang some knuckles, have some fun tonight, and I hope everyone have a wonderful Sunday morning.
Don't do it. It's a trap. Go to bed. Trust me.
Have a good night, guys, and we out.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
All right, so let's do this right here. All right. Now we are over there, so okay.